everybody. Happy Valentine's Day. This is so exciting. We had to do something to celebrate Valentine's Day because Hallmark is the channel of love. And so we thought we would do another of our top five podcasts where we talk about movies that we love. And it's kind of a new series that we're starting. And we did sports movies last month. And so this month we are doing movies to watch on Valentine's Day, not necessarily only Hallmark, but I'm really excited about it. And I'm Rachel, and I have two guests for this top five podcast. I have Sam from Hallmark Hubbies here.
Hello. Thank you
Yes.
for having me again.
Thank you so much. And we have Kaycee from Hallmark My Words is here.
Hey, guys.
Yes.
How are y'all?
Yes. So thank you so much for both coming on the podcast. And it's going to be really cool because you are both married. And I'm single. So I think it's going to be interesting to see which movies we all pick. And I had no rules on this. You could pick Hallmark movies. You could pick feature films. You could pick anything that you want. So it could be really fun. So what do you guys like to do for Valentine's Day? Is this something that you kind of celebrate as couples or not, don't do too much? What about you, Kaycee?
It's funny you ask because we were just talking about this with a bunch of friends, and lately, the last 3-4 years, our Valentine's Day tradition has accidentally become sitting in the parking lot of Chick-fil-A eating Chick-fil-A with the kids in the back of the car asleep.
That sounds very romantic. I don't know what you're talking about.
That is the perfect Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it just I think probably maybe 4 years ago, I think Valentine's Day was on a random weekday. And so we, tired from work. Do you really want to go out with all the crowd? Nah, not really. Chick-fil-A, great food. Did Chick-fil-A, walked around Target. The next year we had an infant. Can't do much with an infant and on a weekday. So we ended up going to Chick-fil-A, and then we walked around Target again. It just kind of happened to be our tradition. And I think that's what we're going to be doing on Thursday, except we're going to take the girls. They're a little older now, and we're going to have them dress up because they like that stuff. And we'll actually go into Chick-fil-A this time, unless they fall asleep in the car. So
that's funny. Yeah, hey, I mean, as long as Valentine's doesn't land on Sunday, then you'll be. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, it's true.
It's close. But hey, it sounds good to me. What about you, Sam? Do you have traditions for Valentine's Day?
Pretty much every Valentine's Day, we celebrate it the same way we celebrate every Saturday. And that is in our pajamas in front of the fake fireplace watching movies.
Nice.
Only I might make dinner this time.
Oh, what's your specialty? What do you make?
Chicken Parmesan.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty good. Hey, but that doesn't mean it's edible. but I attempt it.
Even bad Italian is still pretty good, unlike other cuisines. It's just not the case. Yeah, so that's really funny. I actually have, even though I am single, I have some traditions that I do on Valentine's. The big thing is that every year since 2010, I think, I have designed my own Valentine. And I always have a lot of fun. It's something to make it kind of creative and not feel depressed. And it's fun to look at all of the different designs I've come up with. My friend Joan, who has a design company called Bitsy Creations, she executes my designs, so she makes me look more talented than I really am.
That's fun.
Yes, she's amazing. And we'll also have a Valentine Hallmarkies as well this year, and last year we did. And so it's a lot of fun. I really like the Valentine for this year for both of them. So that's a way I can kind of make it fun and focus on the positives and not get too too depressed because it can be kind of sad when you're almost 40 and single. It's not like the greatest thing in the world, but hey. So anyway, and I do like to watch a good romantic movie. And so I'm really excited to talk about these. And so all of my picks are all movies that I specifically thought would be great for a single person to watch on Valentine's Day. And that it's all kind of explain my thought process behind them. But I'll go first, and we'll share. These are not necessarily in numerical order, but I don't know. There's just 5 different ones for me. But my first one that I wanted to talk about is a movie called The Umbrellas of Cherbourg. And this, if people out there like La La Land, this is the inspiration for La La Land, but it's much better in my opinion than La La Land. It's a musical that was made in 1964 by the great French director Jacques Demy, and it's a bittersweet, I don't want to give spoilers, but it's a bittersweet love story. And it's beautiful. Like the cinematography is beautiful. The music is beautiful. The dancing and all that is beautiful. It's very touching and sweet. And kind of about the moments that you have with people, and you kind of have to take advantage of the moment because you don't know what will happen in life. And it's kind of about these 2 people's lives. And I thought it was a good one because I think it's okay to every once in a while, if you're single, to have a little bit of a good-natured weepy. It's just like, oh, the love that's lost, kind of cry. And I think that's okay every once in a while. I thought about including Titanic because I think that would actually be a pretty good way to spend Valentine's Day. Just watch a really long movie like that about a love that. But no, I chose this instead, and it's a really good movie. It obviously is in French, so you have to read the subtitles. But I really like it. It's really good. So that was my number 5. What about you, Kaycee? What's your number 5?
So I had a hard time picking a bunch of different movies, so I decided I was going to categorize them.
Ooh, okay.
And so I have a couple Hallmark movies, a family movie, and then chick flick. So
okay, great.
This is one of my 2 Hallmark movies that I picked, and I put on here How to Fall in Love. And that is with Eric Mabius and Brooke Dorsey. I saw it for the first time very recently, and I thought it was so cute and so charming. I always like the ugly duckling trope. I don't know why. I just find it very endearing. And it's just one of those, it's an older Hallmark movie. I think it was 2012. So it had a little more, I don't know, a little more meat to it, funny, not so much slapstick humor or anything. I enjoyed the chemistry. I liked this storyline of the dating coach and the dating coach falling in love with her student, if you will. And I also like the different like lesson 1, it would show up in black and white and say what the lesson was, and then you'd see the scene where the dating coach would I think the first one was building confidence or whatever, and then the next scene would have the black and white screen coat says lesson 2 and this. So it made me laugh a lot, and I just think it's so cute. It's definitely a favorite Hallmark movie of mine.
It's so good. It's my favorite Hallmark non-Christmas Hallmark movie. If you knew that. But yeah, I love it. It's so good. I wish I could hire her as my dating coach. I need her help. Have you seen that one, Sam?
I have, actually. I really like it.
So good. Yeah, it's so good. Very cool. What about you? What's your number 5, Sam?
Okay, so before we begin, I'm supposed to let you guys know that this list is my list alone, and my wife is not connected to my list of movies in any way.
Okay.
So, with that being said, my number 5 movie is a charming movie starring Hilary Swank and Gerard Butler called P.S. I Love You.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
That one's
It's
a
about
bit of a
movie.
weepy. That one's a bit of a
That
weepy, I'd
Oh,
say.
yeah.
that one
I mean,
almost
yeah.
made my list.
Yeah.
Hey, woo!
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's sad because the dude dies from a brain tumor, but hey, he's sending letters from beyond the grave and helping her move on. And it's a cute
Yes,
movie, and she gets
it
to go
is.
to Ireland.
And Jeffrey Dean
So
Morgan
that's
is in
all.
it, who I love.
Yeah,
He's so dreamy.
yeah.
Yes.
You know what? So I had that. There's a scene where Gerard Butler's walking through the crowd singing,
Uh-huh.
and that's when he notices Hilary Swank after they went on a hike and everything. And he said, Jeffrey Dean Morgan in the movie said that he was on the stage, but if you watch it, he is on the stage playing the guitar, but he keeps his head tilted so you can't really see him. And he
Uh-huh.
has like a hat on. So he was actually there, so he wasn't lying. And I just thought that was pretty
Oh,
cool.
interesting.
Whenever
Yeah.
he said it late in the movie, I had to rewind to see if he was telling the truth or not.
Very
So,
good. I
fun
love
fact.
it. Yeah, that one's a good one. Yeah, if I was going to pick I didn't have any Hallmark movies actually on my list because but if I was going to pick one, I would probably recommend either Smooch, which is so charming and romantic, or Recipe for Love, which I love, with Daniel Pennebaker and Sean Roberts. It is very swoon worthy. And it's a really good one to watch on Valentine's Day, I think. Also, In My Dreams would be another really good one that I really like, with Catherine McPhee. And all right, so but let me give you my real number 4 pick. So I picked a one movie that I think would be really good for a single to watch on Valentine's Day, because it's all about how you should not settle for just the next guy, the guy that asks you. You should wait till you have true love. And it is the movie Moonstruck. This is a movie that I love from 1987, and it stars Cher, Oscar-winning performance. The script is so great, but there's actually 2 relationships that are kind of about not settling and fighting for love, because you have Cher, and she agrees to get engaged to to this guy, and she doesn't really love him, but she likes him well enough, and she figures, well, my first husband, this is not a spoiler, but my first husband got hit by a bus, and I need to get married. And so
I don't know why I found that so funny.
I know. And so she agrees to marry him, but she wants to try to make things good between him and his brother, who are estranged. So she goes to visit his brother, and it's the great Nicolas Cage, also Oscar-winning actor, we forget, that he is this very angry brother of the Danielle character, her fiance, and they are so great together. They have such good chemistry. It's so good, and it has lots of opera, and it's very romantic. And also, you get Olympia Dukakis, who is Cher's mother, who finds out basically that her husband is cheating on her, which sounds not very romantic, but she ends up going to this restaurant, and she sees Mahoney's character, that's dating these women that are way too young for him, and they keep throwing water on him and breaking up with him. And so they end up having this conversation between the 2 of them, and she sort of realizes that she is worth, she doesn't have to put up with this, and what she's worth, and she gets to throw a glass of water on John Mahoney. And anyway, I think it's really good. The script is great, the music is great, I absolutely love it. And it has some of my, I could just quote lines from it. It has such iconic scenes. One of my favorite movies. And so, yeah, watch it on Valentine's Day. It's really good. So, Kaycee, what do you have for your number 4?
So my next movie is a very iconic movie. It is great to watch with the family, and it is The Princess Bride.
Yeah, good choice.
Because, I mean, it's very quotable. You can watch it with your family. It's kind of weird, kind of quirky. You got love, you got action, you got like kind of dying, I guess. And also, marriage is what brings us together.
Only mostly dead. With all dead. Yeah, that's a good one because it's got something for everybody. It's got stuff that the men will like. It's got stuff the women will like. It's got stuff for kids. It's just kind of just a really good family film. So that's a very good choice. I like it. It was even name dropped this very weekend on the Hallmark movie.
I got excited.
Yeah. So very cool. All right, Sam, what do you have at number 4?
I don't think too many people like this one, but it's a movie called The Proposal.
Yeah.
Okay,
with
I
Ryan
love that
Reynolds
movie.
and Sandra Bullock.
I
I did too. Rotten Tomatoes didn't like it. That's for sure.
Maybe I have to up the score. Put in my room.
Yeah, exactly. But the gist is, Sandra Bullock is being shipped off to Canada, and she asked Ryan Reynolds to marry her, so she can remain a resident in her high, powered editor position. So they end up going home to Alaska to meet his family, and it's funny.
Yeah,
it's a good funny movie.
Yeah, no, it is.
I don't know what else to say, but it's funny.
It is such a classic rom-com trope of the we have to pretend to be married kind of situation, and Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, no, I fully approve of that choice.
Excellent.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, that's definitely a favorite of mine. I love the scene when she's trying to convince the guy that they're married, and he's like, "We're going to Sitka," and she's like, "Sitka, Alaska." Like, what did I just sign up for? I love that movie.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Yeah. Oh, and Betty White's in it. So
yes, Betty White's in it. Yeah. All right. Well, good. I know that one's a good one. Okay, so my next choice is I picked it because it's about a woman who stays single for a long time but still finds her true love. So I thought it was the perfect choice for single on Valentine's Day. It's called Far from the Maddening Crowd. And this is from 2015. And it stars Carey Mulligan as the very famous Bathsheba Everdeen. And who's the novel. I actually prefer this movie version over the novel. We read it for book club this year because we all liked the movie so much, and we didn't really like the novel as much as the movie. But anyway, it's just she has this love named Gabriel who she initially kind of rebukes, and it's a period piece set in the like 1860s, I think, or 70s, something like that. So she's a very strong, very independent woman, especially for that day. She runs her own farm, and Gabriel ends up working for her for most of her life, and he's just amazing. And Matthias Schoenaerts is so romantic, and she has 2 other relationships that end up happening, and they can be pretty swoon-worthy. And the cinematography is stunning. The music is beautiful in it. And it's just really romantic. And if you just want to like fantasize about somebody who just like loves you so much that they would be willing to basically be your servant for like, I don't know, for like 30 years, he waits and waits and waits and waits for her. And anyway, it's very swoon-worthy, very romantic, and it's really good. So that is my number 3. I guess all my movies are all movies neither of you have seen.
No.
I honestly haven't seen any of them yet.
Okay, good. Well, my next one I think you've probably seen, hopefully. But anyway, yeah, it's really good. I recommend it. All 3 of mine are definitely PG-13. So they have some stuff, but they're not too bad, I don't think. So anyway, all right, Kaycee, what do you have at number 3?
Okay, number 3 is my other Hallmark movie.
Ooh.
And this is an actual Valentine's movie from last year, I believe.
Uh-huh.
And that is Very, Very Valentine.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so cute with Danica McKellar. Wow.
Yeah.
Danica McKellar and the lovely Cameron Matheson. I just found this movie super fun. I actually stumbled upon it. I didn't purposely watch it. It was just on, and I was like very intrigued by the best friend zone trope. With Danica and Cameron Matheson's character.
Yeah.
And the whole time I was just like, girl, get a like you're the man is right in front of you. Like, we can all see it except for you.
It's like a modern version of Far From the Man Crowd.
Perfect.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, I thought it was so fun. And I also like the masquerade ball thing. It wasn't really like Phantom of the Opera, but it kind of gave me that slight vibe just because of the mask. Don't really know why, but I just really enjoyed it, and I like the chemistry between the two of them, and it's just such a cute Valentine's Day movie. It was one of my top 10 favorite movies, I'd say, last year.
Yeah, it made my top non-Christmas. I think it was number 6 on my list. It's so good. I love it. Did you get to see that one, Sam?
I did indeed. I did like it.
Yeah.
Because that's the one where they're saving the flower place, right?
Yeah, there's a flower place. Yeah. I
can't think of the name of it.
Yeah. I
really liked it. I really liked it.
Yeah, I like Damon Runyon in that. I thought he was a good other guy. Like, he was very swoon-worthy and fun.
Yeah.
As the other guy.
He's the other guy in most movies. I mean, outside of the ice sculpture Christmas one.
Oh, yeah.
What was the other one? Oh, the singing cowboy one. Starry Night. Outside of that, he's always the bad guy.
Yeah, he's good at it. He knows.
I don't know why.
But he wasn't that really that bad in it. I mean, he just wasn't for her. But I didn't think he was.
Oh no, I agree. I mean, he's always the other guy.
Yeah, poor guy. So, what do you have at number 3?
Okay, I will preface this by saying that I got my Ancestry.com results back this week, so this movie shot up my list.
Oh.
I am 35% Irish, so the movie Leap Year made my list.
Okay.
Actually, it would have made it anyway because I really love it. But it has Amy Adams and Matthew Good in it. I don't know if it's true or not, but I guess in Ireland on Leap Day, like February 29th of Leap Year, it's okay for women to propose to men. So she's going to head over because her boyfriend is on a business trip in Dublin. So she decides she's going to surprise him and go and propose to him. But all holy head breaks loose, and she ends up getting on a ship after a horrible, I don't know if it's a hurricane. So the plane can't fly, so she gets on a boat. And next thing you know, they're dropping her off at a beach and comes up to Matthew Good's tavern. And he needs a bunch of money, so she pays him to take her to Dublin. And they fall in love. Oh, spoiler alert, sorry. But you probably know that from the beginning.
No, Matthew Good is so charming in that movie. I really enjoy him in that.
He really is.
He's so good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a fun one. Have you seen that, Kaycee?
I've not seen that.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Yeah. It's very Hallmarky. It's very Hallmarky.
Yeah.
Sorry. Cool. Good choice. All right. So I figure for my number 2, I figure that if you can't fall in love yourself, and it's kind of hard to watch a movie about people falling in love because then you feel sad that you wish you could fall in love, why not watch a movie about dogs falling in love? Perfect choice for a single. So watch Lady and the Tramp, one of the best Disney films to it's probably the film out of all the Disney films that is the most Walt Disney of all of the movies. It really has a feeling of his hometown, of old Norman Rockwell kind of Americana, even with Jim Deere and Darling, and the Christmas scene at the beginning when they open up the hat box with little lady in there. It's so cute. And you do have the the Siamese cats, which are my favorite, but whatever. And
we used to sing that Siamese cat song when we were little, and the only thing we knew is that we are Siamese, if you please, meow. We just walk around the house singing that as kids.
Well, and it's so weird because they're in the movie for that song, and then you never see them again. It's so weird.
That's it. Yeah.
Why did they build up these characters? And then it's so, because the real villain of the movie is the rat and Aunt Sarah. Aunt Sarah's the worst, but that rat, get it in there, and it's gonna hurt the baby, I guess, this rat. But anyway, it's so cute, and you got this crazy person who gives spaghetti to the dogs and is playing music for them, and the classic spaghetti and meatball scene is great. And it's just that if you have this list of all these things that you want in your prospective partner, maybe watch Lady and the Tramp and realize maybe somebody outside of your little circle might actually be the one for you, like Lady realizes with the Tramp. And I love Jock and Trusty, and they're so fun. Especially, I think it's Trusty who proposes to Lady because he doesn't want her to be after she's been out alone with a male dog. It's like, I'll marry you. I'll keep your honor. He wants to keep Lady's honor. It's the cutest thing. I just really like Lady and the Tramp, and I think actually the music is kind of underrated as far as Disney. He's a Tramp. It's a great little Peggy Lee, great little jazz song. That the whole scenes in the dog pound are pretty pretty intense. And Bella Notte, and it's just a great movie. I love it. So now tell me, you guys have to have seen Lady and the Tramp.
Oh yeah.
Oh
okay.
Yes.
That is one movie I have seen.
Yeah, it's so good. So that is my number 2. And that will probably be the best out of all of anybody's recommendations. But Kaycee, what about you? What's your number 2?
My number 2 is with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan, and it is You've Got Mail.
Yes. So
good movie.
Yeah, I think it's so nostalgic of the 90s.
Yes.
With the AOL Instant Messenger and time before social media, where you didn't have, you couldn't, social media stalk, people. You found, met them organically, slightly,
through chat
without
room and stuff.
Through chat room, organically in the 90s, without, eHarmony or Tinder or whatever. But I just really enjoyed that, the storyline of the unknown identities and the Save the Bookstore from the corporate evil people, and just so sweet at the end when they finally realize that they are for each other at the end.
It's so good. It's one of my all-time favorite movies, and I talked about it so much I didn't have it on my list, but Nora Ephron's script is so good. She takes so many little moments to give like little moments of commentary and little moments of laughter, like, I don't know, when she's sort of diatribing about Starbucks or little things like that. Things like Patricia is just hilarious. I think Greg Kinnear's character is hilarious. I love you buy leather jackets for way more than the worth, but you don't fall in love with fascist dictators. That's hilarious. Yeah, very good choice. So any of the kind of the big Nora Ephron movies that would be a really good choice for Valentine's Day. And I think that You've Got Mail might be the best remake I think ever made, because it's actually based on a Jimmy Stewart movie called The Shop Around the Corner, which is a Christmas movie. And
it is indeed.
Yeah, and they're both really good, but I think it's just a really solid. It's like they keep enough of the original, but like make it modern in a really good way. And I don't know, it's a great choice. Very good. All right, Sam, what do you have for number 2?
All right, so my number 2 is a little known film with a couple of unknown actors named Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet. The movie is Titanic. I'm not really sure I have to explain it. But I will admit that I was one of those kooky people that went to the theater like 4 or 5 times to see it. So yeah, I was that guy.
What do you like?
But that was before I met my wife. So
she doesn't like it.
Oh no, she likes it too.
She likes it, yeah.
But I'm just saying, I didn't have love at the time.
Yeah, it. Like I said, I almost put it on my list because especially once the crash happens, boy, that movie is just so good.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a giant sob fest at the end.
Yeah. Especially now that we all know that there was room on the thing for Jack.
Yeah. You know what? And that's what upset me. Okay, if he doesn't want that, I'm sure there's other floating pieces of wood around. You don't have to be with her. She's safe. Go find something, dude.
Yeah.
So
they even did it on Mythbusters.
Okay.
They figured out there was room for him on that board. It was James Cameron who requested them do it, and he was like, "I'm so ashamed of myself." But good choice. I think it gets. I don't know, when something's like very iconic like that, it always gets sort of like an equal hate behind it. But I feel like Titanic really does hold up pretty well. If you just want to watch it, if you want to watch it,
not on the ocean.
Yeah, not on the ocean.
Sorry, that was horrible.
But the movie does. All right, my number 1 choice for a movie for singles to watch on Valentine's Day is My Best Friend's Wedding, starring Julia Roberts. The reason why I think this is a good movie to watch on Valentine's Day if you're single is because this movie is a cautionary tale, because it's exactly what you should not do and should not become as a single person on Valentine's Day. Because Julia Roberts' character is really like kind of the villain of the movie. It's very unique. There's very few romantic comedies that do what this movie does. She's trying to break up this couple that are in love. How many romantic comedies can you say that where the lead is kind of trying to do that, and she kind of learns by the end that she shouldn't do that. That's bad. And so I think it's good, and I really think it ends on kind of a bold note with her not getting the guy. I think that's really good, and it's got such a great rest of the cast. I love Rupert Everett as her gay friend. He's really charming in it, and Cameron Diaz is. I'm normally not a fan of hers, but she's fine in this. And Dermot Mulroney is the guy. He's kind of a schmutt, but it's a good. I think it's a really good movie. I really like it. I think the script is really solid, And so that's what I think would be a good choice. You guys have seen this, right?
Oh
think
yeah,
it's a
one
long
of the
time
best
ago.
dinner scenes of all time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I watch that scene yearly. Even if I don't see the movie, I'll still look it up on YouTube.
It's such a good
So
soundtrack. Say a little prayer for you. Yeah. So, all right, Kaycee, what is your number one pick?
My number one pick is very weepy, at least for me, and that is A Walk to Remember, because I am
Oh,
that girl.
Oh.
And Walk to Remember with Shane West and Mandy Moore. I think this was probably one of the first PG-13 movies I watched a long time ago. And just the whole storyline of Jamie being sick and turning the bad kid into a good kid and then falling in love, and then he makes all her wishes come true before she dies, and you're just like, oh. It's the only, I will say, it is one of the it is the only Nicholas Sparks movie / book that I like. Everyone, yeah, but this one makes me cry. It's so sad, and it's just one of those movies. If you just need a good cry because you have sympathy for or empathy for this dying girl who will never live out her life with the man of her dreams, this is a great movie for Valentine's Day.
You're not supposed to be looking for the weepers. I'm the one that's supposed to be looking for the weepers.
Well, sign me up then.
It is a really sweet little movie. I agree with you. I mean, I think that there's like several respectable Nicholas Sparks adaptations. That's certainly one of them. The Notebook I have issues with because the characters are so unlikable, but
they're so annoying.
I still like it as a whole. But yeah, it might be my favorite Nicholas Sparks adaptation as well. I think about it. That, or I actually liked The Longest Ride, even though it's very steamy, not Hallmark approved. But I actually liked it. But yeah, that is definitely probably the best. So good choice. And all right, Sam, what is your number one?
Well, I'd like to end this with a bang, but Kaycee kind of stole my thunder
No
earlier.
way.
Yeah, The Princess Bride is my number one movie.
Yeah.
I mean, what's not to love? It's such a great movie.
Yeah. What's your favorite part?
I don't know. Oh boy, where do I even begin? I like the Billy Crystal scene.
Oh yeah.
Friend, that whole scene was just hilarious.
Yeah.
Of course, I am not left-handed. Why are you smiling? Because I am not left-handed either. Andre the Giant. I didn't even know Andre the Giant could act, and he was.
Yeah.
And whenever they're doing the rhymes on the boat, like, stop those rhymes, I mean it. Anybody want a peanut?
Yeah.
Such a great movie. I mean, the whole movie is great. I really don't have a favorite part.
It is definitely one of the most quotable movies ever. Like, we could probably just do a whole podcast. We should do a whole podcast on Princess Bride, but just quoting our favorite quotes from it. But, Inconceivable is classic. Wallace Shawn, so great. My name is Inigo Montoya.
Oh,
you killed my father, prepare to die.
Yes. And some other things that I wanted to suggest is there's a lot of movies that you don't necessarily think of as Valentine's movies, as they're not like romantic comedies, but they actually have romance in them. So they're a really good choice if you are looking for something that if your significant other can't stomach a romantic comedy, like something like Empire Strikes Back actually surprisingly has this, like, I call them my like secret romances. To watch Empire Strikes Back, or even something like The Dark Knight, is actually all basically based on, it's the core of it is a relationship, kind of a love triangle really, but something like that you could watch. And So there's some more creative sort of choices out there. But then there's also always the you could certainly watch Crazy Rich Asians from this last year if you're looking for a really well done romantic comedy. Then that one was great, I thought. And Your Name, which is kind of a maybe more of a secret kind of romance. It's not a huge, it's not one people normally think of as a romance, but it definitely the core is this relationship between the two. So, and I think there's a ton of Disney movies you could watch. Beauty and the Beast is certainly a really classic romance that you could watch. Make sure you watch the 1991 film, not the 2017 film, Beauty and the Beast. But anyway, so yeah, there you go. Let's review our lists really quick so people can be reminded. So I have The Umbrellas of Cherbourg at number 5. I have Moonstruck at number 4. I have Far from the Maddening Crowd at 3. Lady and the Tramp at 2. And My Best Friend's Wedding at number 1. So Kaycee, why don't you go over your list?
All right. At number 5, I have How to Fall in Love. At number 4, I have The Princess Bride. At number 3, I have Very, Very Valentine. At number 2, I have You've Got Mail. And number 1, A Walk to Remember.
Great. And Sam, what is your list?
So the winning list is, I'm just kidding. P.S. I Love You. Number 4, The Proposal. 3 is Leap Year. Then you got Titanic and The Princess Bride.
Yeah. I like our list. I think there's a good variety. You could watch all, 14 of these movies because we had a double. And I think you'd have a pretty fun little marathon there. A couple days.
Yeah.
Good. So let us know what your list would be, what your top 5 things to watch on Valentine's, your favorites. And if you have any thoughts about any of these movies we mentioned, let us know in the comment section or on Twitter. That would be really fun. And we can talk about it. And if you have any suggestions for this top 5 series that we're going to try to do every month, then also let us know. We would love to hear your ideas. And so, Sam, where can people find you on Twitter?
I am at Hallmark Hubby.
That's right. You're great. And
right,
Kaycee, yeah. Kaycee, what about you?
You can find me at Hallmark My Words.
Great. And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews, iTunes, and on YouTube, and all over social media. And you make sure you're following the podcast at Hallmarkies Pod, all over social media. And if you can rate and review us on iTunes, really appreciate it. If you're listening on YouTube, give us a thumbs up, subscribe. We really appreciate that. And happy Valentine's Day. And to all of you, thank you so much for coming on and talking about our favorite Valentine's Day movies. And we will talk again soon. Bye. Happy Valentine's.
Happy Valentine's.
Bye.